Hey, what's going on guys? It's JP from Edge Autosport.com. Thanks for checking out the channel. Make sure you subscribe. You'll get updates when we do videos just like this for your cars. We've got some pretty cool stuff in front of us right now. These are the HKS HiperMax GT coilovers for the 10th gen Honda Civic. Now they are different for different chassis types, so make sure you check the website for your own application, but this is gonna go on our project FC3. It's gonna be all the same stuff that you'll see on any other set of coilovers. All the features are gonna be the same, so there won't be any changes there. So I just wanted to show you guys what you can expect when you take these things out of the box. We've got everything laid out here right now. We're gonna go over quite a few different things, so bear with me, but there is a lot of stuff to show about this kit. Right out of the box, you can tell the quality is there. HKS doesn't mess around with quality. I think that's kind of a given for a lot of people that know HKS well. We'll just get started with showing you each set for the front and the rear. In the front, we obviously have a true coilover. The rear technically isn't going to be a true coilover. It's going to be a stock replacement style, but the front retains the coilover setup. So you have the upper mounts right here. These are steel plates, nice and thick steel plates, nice and sturdy. You're going to find that these are not camber adjustable from HKS. Some upper mounts are camber adjustable, some of them aren't. These are not. It's not a problem. There are other parts you can buy to make sure to adjust the camber in the front, so that's not a big concern, but it does come with a new upper mount. It does not reuse the factory upper mount. The spring insulators right here, these are just little rubber pieces that fit on the spring itself to prevent any sort of, full compression from causing any noise. It kind of keeps the spring a little bit quieter. You can tell it's a really, really thick inner shock rod inside, which is going to be a characteristic of a monotube. Very consistent action of the strut. This is not a twin tube, which is typically found on a street car. The monotube is a little bit better for higher performance applications and track type stuff. Of course, right here you got the sway bar mounting point right here. This is gonna mount the end link to the sway bar, just like the factory setup here. So this is full factory replacement. Nice threaded steel shock body here. This is super durable. Nice, black powder coat it looks like here. Right here you'll see the lower spring perch. This is where the perch or the spring is obviously secured to the coilover, and then you've got a locking collar right here. This is gonna be how you adjust your height. And HKS does give you the tools to adjust the height. So gives you everything that you need in order to get that done. Just a really, really nice setup altogether. So there's the front. We've got the rear right here. Really nice solid spring, steel upper mount here with a nice dust boot here to keep it nice and clean as you're driving daily in this thing, which I'm sure a lot of you are going to be. This is gonna be a factory replacement as well. Replaces everything about the rear shock. You can see right here too, we have two collars right here. One of them is going to be where the lower shock body actually sits, and this is going to be what adjusts your height. So you can see the threads right here. You take this, you spin it to the point where you want your height, and then you lock the two collars up against it, and that's where your shock is going to sit. Nice rubber bushing at the bottom. We also have, if you take the dust boot up here, there's a nice bump stop here, which looks just like a very, very OEM type of part. Really nice long bump stop there. So it's a really nice looking kit so far. And then you also have the lower spring perch for the rears. This is independent of the shock. So you want to, this is what you're going to set your preload with on your spring, depending on what you end up with height-wise on the shock. And then obviously the spring is going to sit inside of this just like so. And this sits in the lower and upper control arms in the rear. So the rear spring has the same insulators right here with the rubber around the coils. So same features as the front. Just not around the shock body itself like in the front. So you adjust your height through the shock, you adjust your preload right here through the lower spring perch on the rear spring. All other necessary hardware is included in this kit. These are going to be just some rubber spacers required for install on the rear springs. They've got some zip ties here probably for the brake lines and stuff like that, just to keep them out of the way and keep them in the right place. One thing you'll see right here are these long cables with knobs up here at the top. So what these are going to be for is to adjust the dampening levels of the rear. The rears are going to be tough to get to from the outside of the car. So you're going to need these long cables to be installed in the top of the shock, right through here on the rear shock. And then from the outside of the car, you would take this knob and turn it, and that's what's gonna be the dampening adjustment for the rear. These are just some extensions, some adapters to be able to adjust just the rear. Now, if you wanna adjust the front, if you look on the front shock here, on the bottom, they already have a knob down here to adjust the front dampening. And you go softer and harder via this little knob down here. So very easy to access from underneath the car. At the end of the day, multiple levels of dampening adjustment for these things, so you can set it to softer, harder, right in the middle, wherever you like it, or whatever application you're using it for. Obviously, if you're racing, it's gonna be probably on the stiffer side. If you're just driving to work every day and you want a nice low car, but you still want it to be fairly comfortable, you're gonna wanna use the softer settings. So as you can see, very, very complete set of coilovers. You know, this is gonna be a full suspension replacement for all your stock components, including all the upper mounts, which some coilovers don't come with, like I said. Very, very complete. And the construction is just there. Also, like I said in the beginning, HKS stuff is super, super nice. Nothing that you're gonna be disappointed about when you take it out of the box. You know, the really nice solid steel construction on the upper mounts, nice welding, everything is very, very clean. So you definitely get what you pay for with this kit. One more thing I wanted to mention too is HKS sends this error canceller with these coilovers when you order the SI specific set. In the SI, if you have one or if you don't know already, obviously there's a sport mode, and it actually changes the suspension characteristics through the electronics in the damper. So that gets eliminated with this HKS kit. They do not retain any electronic functionality in the dampers at all. So you need to cancel that out in the ECU, and that's what this is for. So this is included with this SI specific kit. It's a very plug and play system. Let me just pull this open really quick and I'll show you guys. You can see really quality, nice harness here. Everything is plug and play into the factory connectors. All the wiring is done for you. Nothing crazy involved from an install standpoint. This is gonna prevent the error from popping up in your dash while you're driving after you replace your factory damper. So this is super important if you wanna get into a coilover set. So anyway, thanks so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed the introduction of this kit. We are super stoked to put it on our own Civic Si. We are definitely going to test the heck out of this stuff. Do some adjustments, change the height, show that stuff to you guys in a separate video, but just wanted to show you this stuff first. Hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, make sure you put them in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe, and we'll check you on the next video. Thanks, guys.